Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart Solutions. Well, we find ourselves now in week 3, about 3 weeks worth of quarantine, at-home, stay-home orders in California, Southern California, and most of the world. You find yourselves, if you're not on lockdown for the last 3 or 4 weeks, you're about to go on it. And here's the situation. The majority of people are just figuring it out, that your gym has been closed at least for 2 weeks. It's not opening up anytime really soon. You're very much past the point of getting bored with doing nothing. You start to realize, wow, I have to do something. I have to get active, except most of your cities now don't even want you to go outside. So here's the problem. So how do we overcome this right now, okay? I've been about giving you solutions. Originally, I talked to you about, some of you might want to get some equipment, those who can afford some equipment. Originally, I got that out to you very quick. Now, we find ourselves a few weeks into this, and look, some of you are doing the at-home workouts, and some of you are doing the body weight exercises, some of you are doing, the weight-free exercises, and you're going to find out very shortly that that is very limited. You're only going to be able to do so much of that and maintain so much of your physique. After a while, it's not enough. Okay, so a solution I have for you. What am I holding in my hands right here? Ooh, look, BFR Bands, right? BFR Bands. I have a smaller one with a clasp on it. This is the arm band, okay? And then a thicker one, much thicker band, which also has thick Velcro on it. You hear that? And that is the leg band. So, arms, legs. I'm going to put the links for both of them down below in the video description of this video. But what do I want to tell you about these things? Look, go online and check out Kaatsu Training. Kaatsu, K-A-A-T-S-U, was the original studies, the original program that was done. I'm just tossing the arm one out of the way here because I'm going to talk about the leg one in a moment. It was the original study that was done. The original creator of blood flow restriction training. It came out of Japan originally, and this man originally set this thing up to where he had theorized that if he could do this right, with the right pressure, and this is venous blood flow, the veins, on the surface only, so it's not a tourniquet. You're not cutting blood off to a joint. You're not destroying cells. You're not killing the cells in that muscle or in an extremity. You're not going purple or anything like that, okay? So what are you doing? You're creating a restricted blood flow back to the heart and the veins from the muscle. And in doing so, the lactic acid is going to build up a little bit more than what you're used to. And it's going to create a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, but a massive pump in the muscles. How do you get that without the weight training equipment? How do you do that? Well, Kaatsu originally, here's the exciting part about this. Kaatsu just put the bands on people's legs and had them walk around during the day. He used it for geriatrics who had lost muscle mass. They were suffering from sarcopenia. They were losing muscle mass in their legs. He put the bands on their legs and had them just simply walk around with them during the course of their normal day. Their lean muscle mass improved in their legs. I'm not even going for improvement for you guys here. I'm looking at how about maintaining what you've already had. So research Kaatsu Training, okay? And then in the United States, it's called BFR, blood flow restriction. The name has been altered from the original. And these bands, as I just said, I'll have the links to them in the video description. They're available online, and they're still available. I checked already, and they come with quick shipping. So while they're still available, while the whole world hasn't figured it out, get you some bands if you're interested in this type of training. Now, quickly, I'm going to tell you, how did I use these things myself? See, I'm moving around like this because I'm excited to share with you. A couple of years ago, I had a slight injury, and it didn't happen in the gym. I've never had a real injury in the gym. How did it happen? I was running to one of my kids' schools. I tripped on a tree root, and it caused an injury to one of my thighs and some pain in one knee. So at some point, I had to have some physical therapy. I had to get some work done on the muscles. But yet, during that process, I was instructed to try out BFR, blood flow restriction training. So I did a basic, simple routine, simple, to maintain the lean muscle mass in my quads, my hamstrings, and my glutes, believe it or not. I could do calf raises, so I was fine. You could use them for calf raises as well. There's instruction booklets with these things on how to do it. But look, I went ahead and I used the bands. Here's your testimony. For 4 straight months, I did not do a regular weighted, like as in my normal weight, squats. I did not use regular exercises for my hamstrings or my glutes. All I did was barbell squats in this squat rack right next to me. I originally started out with 75 pounds. And this is the entire workout. I did 1 set of 30 non-stop repetitions, non-lock repetitions with these bands at the top of my thigh, at the base of my glute. I wrapped them around my thigh. And was it tight? No. Did it cut off the blood and my legs turn purple? No. I just put them on tight enough, slightly tighter than you would have tights on your legs, okay? It was enough. To the point where when I got off that squat rack, just after 30 reps, I gave myself 30 reps and then I took 1 minute rest. I was a little cautious about this. Normally these people are taking 30 seconds or less. I took a minute. I went 30 reps, took a minute, jumped back on, did 15 reps, took a minute, jumped back on, did 15 reps, took a minute, jumped back on for a third 15 rep set. So it was a total of 4 sets. None of them were to failure. I just hit my target weight the first time, target reps, the first time I did this. It was difficult. I was breathing hard. Heart rate was elevated. When I got done, I was on the floor with my thighs pumped like they had never been pumped before. Slight venous restriction. Lactic acid was built up. And it was a lot of reps. So in my own experience with this, each week I increased the weight little by little by little because I didn't have pain from doing that type of a workout. So I went ahead and knocked that out over the course of the 4 months. Eventually I had 135 pounds on for that entire workout. Now that's apparently a decent amount of weight, I hear, to be able to do it. But I became accustomed to it and it worked so well that at the end of those 4 months, my thighs looked great. It was unnoticeable. I had no loss of muscle mass whatsoever. Now, I used a barbell. What am I saying to you during this time, this quarantine time in the world, this rough time where you're not going to the gym, you don't have access to a barbell? What are you going to do? Take that same cinder block that you've been in your backyard squatting with. Take that same light dumbbell. Take that same child, the 35-pound child. Pick them up. Put the bands on around that upper thigh. Try squatting that routine that I just did, that I just mentioned to you. Try that routine. The same one you're doing right now even, with the bands on. You will be pumped. The muscles pump up tremendously like never before. Even on the arm exercises that you're doing right now, you don't need big weights. Very, very light weights you can use. You can literally, squat with a light child. You could literally squat with a cinder block. You could use no weight, do body weight squats with the bands on. And you're going to find you will maintain your lean muscle mass. I can attest to that part right there. At least maintaining your lean muscle mass in your entire lower body. You can do free weight, no weight, standing calf raises. You'll see what I mean. Those calves will pump up. You will maintain that lean muscle mass. The upper body, use the arm bands. When you do use the arm bands, you'll see. You can go ahead, find something that has 5, 10 pounds of weight to it. Take a turkey out of the freezer, a frozen turkey, and curl it for that same workout that I just told you about. A 5-pound turkey, whatever you have. Take a pallet of water bottles. I'm looking at one right behind the camera over there. I have a small package of water bottles. Curl a gallon of milk. If you have access to a gallon of milk, that is. 1 gallon water bottles. Use those. Use light weights. Pump the muscles. Do tricep extensions overhead with the same. Use a combination of the BFR bands with your bands that you just bought that are lightweight bands. Pump the muscle up using the bands. See if you can maintain your lean muscle mass this way. It's just an alternative. It's another solution that I came up with, believe it or not, in the middle of the night for you. And I was reminded of how I used these things and how you could benefit from it. So, If you choose to look into it, do your due diligence, do your own research, check out Kaatsu Training, and then go online and check out BFR Bands Training. Get all the resources you can. Check out all the studies that are out there that are on it. And then, of course, if you do decide to go and do it, do your best with it. And try some of the workouts I just mentioned right there. Body weight workouts alone. You know? And that's it from today. From my heart to you, John Hart.